Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 1,240th regular meeting and public hearing of the Livonia City Planning Commission. I wish to inform all interested persons in the audience that for petitions on tonight's agenda, which involve a question of zoning, the Planning Commission will make a recommendation to City Council, and the City Council, after holding their own public hearing, will make a final determination as to whether a petition is approved or denied. The Planning Commission holds the only public hearing on requests for preliminary plats and/or vacating petitions. The Commission's recommendation is forwarded to City Council for final determination as to whether the petition is accepted or rejected. If a petition requesting a waiver of use or a site plan is denied tonight, the petitioner will have 10 days in which to appeal the decision in writing to City Council. Resolutions adopted by the City Planning Commission will become effective 7 days after the date of adoption. The Planning Commission and professional staff have reviewed each of these petitions upon their filing. The staff has furnished the Commission with both approving and denying resolutions, which the Commission may or may not use depending on the outcome of the proceedings tonight. If our Secretary is ready, please call the roll.
Mrs. DeNaro.
Here.
Mr. Bonjero. Here. Mr. Long.
It's present.
Mr. Droz.
Here.
Mr. Ventura.
Is here.
Caremagno is here. Chairman Wilshaw.
Is also here. Thank you. Also with us tonight, we have Mr. Jacob Uhazi. We also have Stephanie Reese. They're both from our planning department, and they will be giving background information on our petitions. For folks in our audience who have not been to one of our meetings, the format of the meeting is we will start by reading each of these items that are on our agenda tonight. Staff will give background information to us on the petition. We'll then ask that the petitioner come forward to speak on their item. We'll have some questions for them. And then anyone else in the audience who's wishing to speak for or against a petition will have an opportunity to come forward before we make our final decision. With that, we're going to start with the miscellaneous section of our agenda, item number 1.
Petition 2025-11-08-08, submitted by Safe 9 Merriman LLC, requesting site approval under section 13.13 of the Livonia zoning ordinance as amended to construct a building addition to an existing gasoline service station at 13801 Merriman Road at the southwest corner of Merriman Road and Schoolcraft Road in the northeast quarter of section 27.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Good evening, Mr. Uhazi.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This request is to construct a building addition to an existing gasoline service station located on the southwest corner of Schoolcraft Road and Merriman Road. The zoning is currently C2, general business. Surrounding the property is a vacant commercial building zoned C4 that is directly to the west and south. This is the next property that we'll be discussing tonight, actually. To the north is the I-96 freeway. East across Merriman is an existing shopping plaza with a liquor store, family diner, and both of which are zoned C2 as well. And then to the south is a multi-tenant, and to the southeast is also a multi-tenant office building zoned M1 as well. The existing the petition parcel is 165 feet frontage along Schoolcraft Road, and it has 175 feet of frontage along Merriman Road. The parcel is approximately 28,780 square feet in size. The site contains an existing Exxon gas station, what measures 1,980 square feet. It has a canopy containing 4 pumps that can accommodate up to 8 vehicles. The site also contains a shed in the rear, 9 parking spaces along the west property line, and 3 parking spaces along the east side of the building, and the building's current height is 14 feet. There's also a trash enclosure in the southwest corner of the site, and an existing freestanding sign in the northeast corner of the property facing traffic along Schoolcraft Road. We do have an updated site plan that you have in front of you now, that it does have the recommendations that you guys made last week, and I'll go over some of those when it comes across. But the one-story addition would have an additional footprint of 1,940 square feet in size, shown here. The proposal extends the building 14 feet to the east and 19 feet to the south. The petitioner says that the addition is needed for more space, storage space, larger sales area, and a possible restaurant. The new total building floor area would be 3,920 square feet, and the existing canopy and gas pumps are not proposed to be altered as part of this petition. The maximum height for a C2 building is 35 feet or 2 stories. The addition would have a highest height of 24.5 feet. The building setbacks along Meerman Road would be 60 feet, and Schoolcraft setbacks would be approximately 120 feet. The interior side setback is proposed to be 0.9 feet in the southwest corner of the building and 1.2 feet at the southeast corner of the building. According to the Schedule of Regulations in Section 4.03, side yards are not required along interior lots if all walls abutting or facing such lot lines are of fireproof construction and wholly without windows or other openings, but if the side wall is not fireproof construction, or if fireproof construction but containing windows or other openings other than emergency exits or vents. The proposed addition will result in the removal of 2 existing concrete pads, the rear shed, the air pump, and 8 existing trees. They did provide a landscape plan, and per section 10.03 of the ordinance, there will be 1 deciduous or evergreen tree per 40 linear feet of road frontage, 1 ornamental or flowering tree per 100 feet of frontage, and 8 shrubs per 40 linear feet of road frontage. The landscape plan proposes the installation of 6 deciduous trees, 3 ornamental, and 47 shrubs, which meets the ordinance along Schoolcraft. It also has 5 deciduous trees, 2 ornamental, and 33 shrubs along Meerman. Both meet the ordinance, and including the internal landscaping requirements. Parking for this site has a total of 21 parking spaces. Per the ordinance, free air shall be provided at all times in the station when the station is open. The petitioner has added the requested free air station located next to the building here, along the east of the building. According to off-street parking requirements in section 9.03, 1 parking space is required for each fueling pump. With 8 pumps on the site, a minimum of 8 parking spaces are required. All spaces should be clearly marked and have double stripe parking. The petitioner has changed, as I mentioned, there are 21 total spaces, which satisfies the ordinance, as well as I should mention that the barrier-free parking space has been moved to accommodate your request last week. It is now to the east of the building as opposed to along the west property line. Access to the site will remain the same. There'll be 2 curb cuts off Schoolcraft and 2 off Meerman. A circulation plan has been submitted that shows the rear loading garbage trucks and semi-truck trailers entering from Schoolcraft and exiting onto either Schoolcraft or Meerman Road. A new dumpster is proposed, which will be located on the west side of the building. It will be constructed with brick and that matches the proposed building and will have metal gates. The landscaping additional details shows the details of the dumpster enclosure here. The existing ground sign would remain. As for lighting, the existing poles are to remain. 12 canopy lights are to remain as well. There are 4 proposed wall lights on the new building, and the building entrances, the ordinance cites that building entrances should not be greater than 5-foot candles in strength. The petitioner has reduced the intensity of the lights at the entranceway to meet the ordinance. The elevation plans provided show the addition would be constructed with stone along the bottom of the wall. The side wall will be constructed with brick and a silver metal cap atop the building. There will also be a storm door in the southeast corner of the building. The new building will have a new facade to match the new addition, the existing building will have a new facade to match the new addition. The height of the new front facade would be 20.3 feet, and the materials will match the addition. There will also be metal panels on the upper corners of the building. The existing front facade will have 6 windows and 2 doors, and the proposed front facade will have 16 windows and, or excuse me, the existing front facade will have 6 windows and 2 doors. The proposed front facade will have 16 windows and 4 doors. With that, Mr. Chair, I have some correspondence I can read.
Sure, if you'd like to read that out.
From our engineering department. In accordance with your request, the engineering division has reviewed the above referenced petition. We have no objections to the proposed project at this time, but would like to note the following items. 1, the subject parcel is assigned the address of 13801 Merriman Road. Should additional addresses be needed, the owner will need to contact this department once approvals have been obtained. 2, existing parcel is currently serviced by public sanitary water, sewer and water main, as well as private stormwater. The submitted does not include any proposed utility information or calculations, but based on the project scope, we do not believe there will be any negative impact on the existing system. Drainage from the proposed building shall not be shed onto the neighboring property. Downspouts will need to be directed to the parking lot to the on-site drainage system. 4, the submitted drawings indicate the existing air pump is to be removed for the new parking layout, but does not show a replacement location. 5, any disturbances within the Merriman right-of-way will require permitting through the Wayne County Department of Public Works. Signed, David Lear, Assistant City Engineer. From the Fire Marshal's Office, the office has reviewed the site plan submitted in connection with a request to modify a commercial building on the property located at the above referenced address. We have no objections to this proposal. 2021 International Fire Code is utilized, not 2015 version as listed on the plans. A further detailed plan review will take place when the division receives an official plan set. Signed, Brian Kukla, Fire Marshal. From the Police Department, I have reviewed the plans in connection with the petition. I have no objections to the proposal. Signed, Paul Walters, Sergeant of the Traffic Bureau. And finally, from the Inspection Department, pursuant to your request, the above referenced petition has been reviewed. The codes referenced on the submitted plans are incorrect. The accessibility code adopted by the state of Michigan is 2017 ICC A117.1. The fire code is the 2021 IFC, and the energy code is 2021 Michigan Commercial Energy Code. Where the proposed addition has 0 setbacks, it must conform to the building code regarding the fire-rated construction with no openings in the walls. 3, the van accessible barrier-free parking shall be sized, signed, and marked in accordance with the Michigan Barrier-Free Code. 4, a signage shall conform to the sign ordinance or a variance from the Zoning Board of Appeals should be required, or would be required. 5, exterior lighting sources shall be designed, constructed, located, and maintained in a manner that minimizes light trespass onto the neighboring properties and public right-of-ways. The light trespass from the property shall not exceed 0.5-foot candles at the property line measured 5 feet from the ground. The department has no further objection to the petition. Signed, Jerome Hanna, Director of Inspection.
Okay, is there any questions for our planning staff? Mr. Rose?
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Jacob, a couple questions on this procedurally on site plans. I know on a new build, it's a little more straightforward, but I was looking at this site and our next site and noticed the site to the west is proposing sidewalk across the frontage. And actually, I didn't realize this until earlier today, that this site actually doesn't have sidewalk. And just thinking about how, people using a hotel, if they're looking to get, something to eat on the corner, I mean, it would be nice to have a sidewalk. Is that something we can require as part of a site plan like this with the retrofit?
I will have to look into that more detail as far as what is required since it's an addition versus the new build.
Okay. But we could ask the applicant, I guess, too, as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there was a question last time about the driveway on Merriman, the northernmost one. And I noticed that wasn't changed as part of this application. We basically were looking for them to close that. because there are basically 4 points of access, and the turning templates provided show that you probably could get away with not having that northernmost driveway. Did they provide any rationale about why that one's still on there?
No.
Okay. Okay, that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Droz. Any other questions for planning staff?
Mr.
Mr.
Chair.
Bonjero, yes.
Thank you. Jacob, I thought in the study meeting, we talked about the parking lot being refaced.
I believe we did.
On the site plan, and maybe I'm just looking in the wrong spot, but it says existing to remain.
It does say existing to remain. You're correct.
So they're not
Um,
gonna do anything with it.
Not unless we condition it,
Okay.
or it appears not unless we condition it, or it could just be that they agreed to it and haven't updated the plans.
Okay, we'll ask the petitioner. Okay, thank you.
All right, any other questions for staff? All right.
One
Mr.
question,
Ventura,
yeah.
of course.
Jacob, I noticed that we were talking about new hydrangea shrubs. My experience over the years with those is they are not a hardy shrub in this climate.
Okay.
Do they conform with the requirements of the city?
I believe so, but I can double check.
Would you
and have
check
it-
that,
Yeah,
please?
yeah.
All right.
And have that as a, for city council to review.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you. Any other questions? All right, very good. Petitioners in the audience, feel free to come forward to our podium. Start with your name and address. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. My name is Nasser Shuker from NC Designers and Contracting, and I'm here to answer any questions.
Well, thank you for being here, Nasser. Let's see if there's any questions for you. Is there anything else that you'd like to tell us about your request to improve this property before we get into questions?
I mean, you guys talked about this, and I would like to answer some of the questions regarding the approach that it was to be remained because of the truck circulations, and we have worries about if we touch anything in the right of way, then it's going to impact the whole project to a different level of work. That's why that's one of the items that we don't like to, touch or remove or do any. But mainly, I think the truck circulation for the gas and deliveries. But we can, if you would like to, us to restrict some of these, if you don't like people going out of the one near the hard corner, then we can restrict them, and only for large vehicles, the fuel trucks and stuff like that. I mean, we can put signs, and we've done this before in multiple of the gas stations that we dealt with. Regarding the parking lot resurfacing, anything, I mean, it would be put in that we would repair. And again, it's the same thing. If you change any of the elevations or change anything in the parking lot, it's going to impact our project with engineering, and they're going to start requiring something more than what we are budgeting for this project. We would like to enhance as much as we can on this, and we did the maximum with coordinating with the planning department and with engineering. And if there is anything, I think there is one more item that, what was it? Sidewalk. So the sidewalk is also, it's going to be in the right of way, and it's all have to do with engineering. If they would like us, I mean, we're open to do any of these things, but as long as engineering does not impact us to go to the second level of spending, major spending on the site.
Okay, Thank you for addressing some of those concerns. I will probably delve deeper into those during the Q&A section here. Anyone with questions for our petitioner, Mr. Bonjero?
Mr. Chair, thank you. When you're saying the engineering effects, you're talking about like stormwater retention?
It's gonna change everything in there.
You're trying to avoid that?
Yeah, we're trying to avoid as much as we can going into
I
the
understand.
counties and
Yeah, I
these
understand.
big
It's
things
expense.
that, yeah.
What can be done with that parking lot? It looks like it needs some love.
We can say repair,
Okay,
and when we say repair, we'll like grind about 2 inches and then we repair it right, you know.
I like
But I
that.
cannot say the word, take the parking lot off.
Yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, they're gonna consider it that you're not repairing.
okay, fair enough. I'm okay with that.
I'm being like straight out,
Yeah, no,
straightforward
I
with you.
get it. Yeah, I understand. I'm okay with that. Maybe we'll add it to the resolution if it gets
Yeah.
approved. Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, the common verbiage we use in our resolutions are repair and reseal
Yeah,
parking lot as opposed to replace, so. Any other questions for petitioner? Mr. Droz?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll respond to some of your comments about the topics you brought up, but I did have a question about, a couple about the building. So the structure, is that, I guess parapet high enough that it's gonna screen any sort of rooftop HVAC units?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
These are really high. I mean, like, they're gonna cover everything.
So what I'm seeing with this, where you have the top of the building, that is basically almost like a screening wall that our rooftop units would sit behind?
So,
Or are those gonna go on top of the building?
no, these are parapet walls.
The
They're
parapet,
really
okay.
high, and it says so. So typically, and through my experience, if you have a parapet wall at about 36 inch and up, any unit you put in the back, in the middle, you're not gonna see it from the road unless you are above, like, in a hill or something, you're looking down onto that. And this building typically is gonna be similar. I don't know if you've seen that mobile gas station, right? We just built it this year. They opened this year in Van Buren on 94 in Haggerty. It's gonna be the same concept. That's what we're doing. All these buildings, we're doing the same model that we did. It involves like brick panels and these kind of nice modern look colors and material.
Okay, so is it about a 36-inch parapet in this
It's
case?
more than that.
More than that,
definitely,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you talked about materials. Talk a little bit about what you are planning to use. It looked like is it like a stone cap on top of the brick layer, or is that metal?
So yes, we do have a brick limestone sill under the windows. We're gonna be using precast polished concrete blocks. They're 16 by 24, and they would be when you polish them, you'll get the sense of the aggregate from the concrete, so it would look really nice looking. And we have a lot of models from these kind of buildings that all over town. We built them. And in terms of panels, they're going to be panels that they're mechanically installed on the building. They're going to be nice, warm, silvery and gray color installed. And of course, you're going to have a different color of a cap on top of the parapet, so it would give the three-dimensional look of the whole.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I'll respond to this stuff later if others want to ask questions.
Sure, okay, sounds good. Thank you, Mr. Droz. Anyone else with questions for our petitioner?
Mr. Chair, I just want to,
Sure, Mr. Young.
Petitioner, is this the one you're referring to on Haggerty and 94?
BP,
No,
No.
the mobile across the street from it.
mobile across the street.
It's where that gas station, but across the street from it, there is a mobile gas station. Yep.
This one? Oh, that's,
I hope it's the new one, because this is like a brand new building we bought.
Yeah, looks just like a
Yep, this
mobile.
is it. If you go in a different angle, you'd see, if you go to the service driveway, no, the other way. Yep. Yep. That's it.
Wow.
I mean, it wasn't pretty, some of, this is an old picture. Then if you go to the main street, yeah, probably there is a newer one here. Probably, yeah, if you see. Yeah, so that brown, it's a composite material. Then the entry, I mean, you can see it from here because
All right. Anyone with any questions? Any other questions? Anyone? That's about as good as a picture we'll get. That's good. All right, Mr. Ventura?
Mr. Wilshaw, do I understand that we do not have a color rendering of this proposed building?
We do not.
As a petitioner, have you brought samples of the materials tonight?
actually, not tonight because we're using like brick and it's a I think we did a 3D rendering, isn't it, in the package that it shows all the I think we have a 3D on this, I believe. I don't know because it's a typical material like brick and
So I understand at this point, we've not seen a rendering, nor have we seen the materials.
Correct. We don't have anything in our package.
we don't have render, I think.
I don't have any in my packets that I received.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Ventura. Any other questions or comments from any of the commissioners?
You want me to send you,
Nasser, do you have a rendering that you
Yes.
are going to send to Mr. Uhazy?
yeah, I think I do have, let me,
All right. We will try to give a moment for that to work its way through the internet, and maybe he'll be able to pop that up on the screen for us to see. In the meantime, if there's no other questions from any of our commissioners, at this moment, I'll look to see if there's anyone else in the audience wishing to speak on this item. No one's jumping up, okay. Figured I'd get that out of the way.
what's your email?
Mr. Jones, you have some additional comments that you're going to make, but we'll,
Yeah, we can,
all right, we'll give a second
we'll do
for
this first.
Nasser to get that taken care of. I don't want to make him multitask too many things at once. All right. We'll just take a quick little pause here then, if nobody has anything else to say.
One comment, I guess, while we wait is.
Yes, Mr.
I
Uhazy.
did not see anything double checking the ordinance about hydrangeas being banned per se. There's certain species of trees that are not allowed, but and there's other ones that are discouraged. But there's nothing about like shrubs or
Without,
anything. That's-
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for following up on that.
did you receive?
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Mr. Ventura,
Just one comment,
of course.
following up on Patrick's concern about the sidewalk. On the site plan, it shows there is a 5 and a 7-foot sidewalk on Merriman. You're probably thinking of putting one down the Schoolcraft side?
Yeah, especially with our next plan has it, so it's kind of one of those things, this is a
Seems like
great
it
time to
should.
do it, if
Yeah,
we can. And it
I
looks
agree.
like, there's some utilities in there, but I think you could probably fit at least a 4 or 5 footer through there.
I agree.
The addition of a sidewalk's probably not going to require stormwater management, I wouldn't think. But-
Right, and I don't think a driveway will either.
Right, right. Those are all things that could be put into the resolution if commissioners are willing to do so. Mr. Uhazy, you're still waiting for the rendering?
Correct.
Okay. Nasser, you're still trying to send it?
No, I did send it already.
Okay.
I just haven't gotten
It's
it.
got to get through all the
Maybe I
filters and
can,
security checks and all that kind of stuff.
I was sending him another one, the one on Haggerty, but I sent him the rendered one for this building. But I want to show you the real thing, not only rendering. Do you mind if I bring it just like that?
Well, it's gonna be a little hard to see.
No.
You wanna-
That's the Haggerty one.
Basically all the
This
same.
is a rendering?
No, this is real, and that's exactly like what we do. We render and we do.
This is Haggerty in 94.
This is Van
Yes.
Buren Township.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's a nice material.
Thank you.
Oh, okay, yeah, thank you.
And it's the same customer, meaning the client. Thank you.
All right, we don't want to delay the meeting too much here. If there's,
Mr. Chair, I did find, I was able to.
Mr.
look.
Hazy has got the renderings, wonderful. I love technology here. You can zoom in on those.
These canopies, they kind of like,
No, there was a question, Nasser, that was asked at our study meeting.
Okay.
And regards to the poles that are supporting the existing canopy.
these are gonna be matching building brick.
So you're gonna wrap those with the
Yes.
matching brick?
Yes,
Okay.
and they're gonna be like, with like couple strips of limestone in the center, and then be the same brick that we put on the building.
Okay,
And the dumpster, matching building.
correct, the
Always.
enclosure to the dumpster with a metal gate. Okay,
The rendering always, it's like kinda fuzzy in terms of the real thing.
yeah, you have
So-
to use your imagination a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to show you the real one, and we studied this concept like for a long time, and then we start doing it on all the sites that we are working on.
Okay. Well, what we'll do is, if Mr. Droz, if you're ready for
Sure.
some additional questions, I'm gonna go back to you since no one else seems to have anything at the moment, and I'll let you follow up on some of your issues.
Yeah, as we talked earlier about the sidewalk, and I think that's just as something as, making an improvement on the site, I think that, to me at least, is an important thing. It's an opportunity to provide connectivity, especially with a hotel where it's people that maybe don't have a car. We want them to have a good impression of Livonia if they're walking to the restaurant on the corner. So if you're able to do that, I know I certainly would appreciate that. I don't know if I can require you to do so, but that would be a recommendation. And then with regard to the driveway, I understand that, when we involve Wayne County, it can invoke some larger costs if it's a larger development. But I think what we're talking about here, first of all, I think most of that impervious surface that's being impacted is in right-of-way, which is not on your site. And I think it'll be well under the half acre that would basically trigger Wayne County stormwater. So I don't personally find Wayne County as a reason to not explore it. I think the fact is, I looked it up, there's about an average of 15 crashes a year at this intersection. And if this is an opportunity where we can do things to make this a little bit safer, it doesn't look like it's gonna affect your site circulation in any way. You've demonstrated that you can get a WB-40 truck, which is like a semi-truck or your fuel truck, through the site, through the other 3 driveways. I personally gonna need a little more of an excuse than I don't wanna deal with Wayne County as to why we wouldn't do this. It seems to me like a good opportunity, and I hope you'd see it that way as well.
I see what you're talking about in terms of the, I would, Chad, in terms of engineering, what is?
Good
Hi
evening,
there.
sir.
My name's Chad Holdick with the Elmore Group. I'm the civil engineer on the project.
Okay,
I think you have a very valid point. My recommendation would be, just listening to this, would be to coordinate with the owner and get maybe a better idea of how these fueling trucks are actually navigating the site. because I do think that 4 entrances is probably a little excessive for the property. It might be a good way to explore that with the actual tanker trucks that are making their daily or weekly deliveries, I should say, to fill those tanks, because the fuel tanks are staying in the same location. So however they're navigating the site now is not going to change. So I definitely think that's something we can explore. As far as other vehicles, there would be the typical delivery of like your Pepsi truck and all of those, like you mentioned, those are smaller vehicles. So I think it's definitely something we can explore, and maybe we can come back to planning as part of this recommendation administratively and provide that detail and information and some more insight as to how that site is actually being navigated, so.
The approach, which approach, the one towards the,
He's talking about this one right here.
Yeah,
okay,
the
does this?
upper, yeah, the kind of the upper right corner of your site on the site plan here.
So my concern is, does this trigger Wayne County or only city?
It would be a Wayne County right-of-way permit. Right now, we have no right-of-way permits as part of this project. And you mentioned Schoolcraft. I did not know that the Westerly development was doing a sidewalk. My understanding is all along Schoolcraft there is no sidewalk. We would be the first 2 developments, but maybe we are the first 2 in some time to come in and make improvements. So that would be my only question there, is administratively, maybe we'll have that conversation. But logistically, obviously, that makes sense. So we could review both these right-of-ways, but yes, they would both require a right-of-way permit for that work. But my impression is that does not trigger stormwater.
It doesn't?
It's not a site improvement, that's a right-of-way, that's their drainage, that's theirs to maintain.
Okay. So as long as it doesn't trigger the stormwater, then we can work on that. But do you think the service drive is a pedestrian-friendly walkway? I mean, I don't see service driveways in any of the cities have sidewalks, because they're like, I mean, more than a regular road. I mean, people speeds on these, and there is no entry or buildings on these kind of strip.
My counter to that is that just because there aren't sidewalks there now doesn't mean there shouldn't be. Obviously, Schoolcraft is primarily industrial uses, but that's changing. We're seeing more and more commercial. And again, just given the fact that we're changing the use here, you know, you may have people walking through your site anyway, so why not, you know, put it in the spot where people would expect it? And there's already sidewalk on, at the intersection with ADA crosswalks, so it really just be putting sidewalk across your frontage.
And Mr. Droz makes a good point that if the property to the west of this is going to be used by hotel property, it's not unusual for residents or patrons of a hotel to want to walk to a corner store, pick up some snacks or whatever, and walk back and forth. You see that quite frequently around hotels because they don't necessarily, maybe they didn't have a car, they Ubered to the hotel, or they just don't want to get in a car just to go to a corner store. So sidewalks would certainly provide a safer pedestrian means of getting to that corner. So at the end of the day, these types of items like closing a driveway or adding a sidewalk is something that whoever makes the approving resolution, if that's what they're going to do, can add as conditions to this proposal. We're making a recommendation that will go on to City Council, so there's going to be time for you to incorporate those into your plan before you go to council, if that's the direction this goes. Or if for some reason you feel that you can't accommodate those requests, you can go to City Council and explain to them the reason why you can't accommodate those parts of our recommending approval, and they can make the decision if they want to leave those in or not. So I don't think we want to hold you up by making you have to keep coming back to us or table this item or anything like that for some of these items, because these are not that big of a showstopper. Is there any other questions or comments from any of our commissioners? We've already gone to the audience, and there is no one in the audience. I'll just check one more time. Is there anything else that you'd like to let us know before we make our decision?
I mean, I really like the idea. I'm not against the idea of the driveway and the sidewalk, definitely. But also, as I explained before, that my fear is just to trigger something. But Chad here, he explained that that does not trigger our storm, and so there is. I mean, I would say 80% chance to do that. We'll go forward and close that one approach after we discuss this with the owner.
Okay. Sure, and this will give you time to do that as we
for
move
sure.
forward. Okay. Thank you for that. If there's no other comments, I will go to my colleagues, and a motion would be in order. Mr. Nara?
I'd like to offer an approving resolution that the request to construct a building addition to an existing gasoline service station at the southwest corner of Merriman and Schoolcraft Road is hereby approved, subject to city council approval and the following conditions. One, that the site plan marked sheet SP 102 dated November 15, 2025, as revised, prepared by NC Designers and Contracting Incorporated, is hereby approved and shall be adhered to. Two, that the photometric plan marked sheet SP 105 dated November 15, 2025, prepared by NC Designers and Contracting Incorporated, is hereby approved and shall be adhered to. Three, that the proposed truck circulation plan marked sheet SP 106 dated November 15, 2025, prepared by NC Designers and Contracting Incorporated, is hereby approved and shall be adhered to. Four, that the proposed elevations marked sheets A202 and A203 dated November 15, 2025, prepared by NC Designers and Contracting Incorporated, is hereby approved and shall be adhered to. Five, that the landscape plan marked sheet L1 dated November 17, 2025, prepared by Allen Designs, is hereby approved and shall be adhered to. Six, that all disturbed lawn areas shall be sodded in lieu of hydro seeding. Seven, that all light fixtures shall not exceed 20 feet in height and shall be aimed and shielded so as to minimize stray light trespassing across property lines and glaring into adjacent roadway. Eight, no outside storage, placement, or display of merchandise shall be permitted at any time on the site. However, the foregoing prohibition shall not apply to the display on the pump islands only of oil-based products. Nine, that free air shall be provided at all times this station is open for business. The free air shall be dispensed at the point of service without having to enter the station or the performance of any extra action in order to obtain the air without charge. 10, that no LED light band or exposed neon shall be permitted on the site, including but not limited to the pump island canopy, building, or around the windows. 11, that the specific plans referenced in this approving resolution shall be submitted to the inspection department at the time the building permits are applied for. And 12, pursuant to section 13.13 of the Livonia Vision 21 zoning ordinance as amended, this approval is valid for a period of 1 year only from the date of approval by City Council, and unless a building permit is obtained, the approval shall be null and void at the expiration of said period. I also want to add signage on the north entrance restricting traffic and the sidewalk on Schoolcraft.
Okay. Is there support?
Support.
By Mr. Bonjero.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Ventura.
I'd like to ask the maker of the motion to accommodate an additional requirement, and that would be that the petitioner provide to the planning department specifications and samples for all of the exterior materials that are going to be on this building, so that someone gets an eyeball on these things and has an opportunity to approve it.
Yep, let's add that as well.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Okay, Mr. Bonjero.
Also, another condition to repair and reseal the parking lot.
Yep, thank you for that.
Okay, and the maker's fine with that. Is there anything else, Mr.
One
Long?
more, do we want to close the access point, which one, on Merriman or on
Merriman.
The one on Merriman, the furthest north one on Merriman.
The maker is asked to have signage put at
Yep.
that entrance. Is she interested?
Restrictive signage,
But not close it.
to not close it.
But not close it, okay. All right, I'm okay with that.
All right. Good question. Is there any other comments on this motion?
Mr. Chair, I have one of, just a note on the dates. We will have to update those dates to the dates, plans received today.
Yeah, I saw that the site plan that we received today still has that November date on it, but we could probably change it to a receive date of today.
correct.
Okay, thank you. All right. Anybody have anything else? If not, everyone's clear on the motion that's being offered? Everyone's clear, all right? We have a motion to approve made by Ms. DeNaro, supported by Mr. Bonjero with a few amendments to it. If there's no further questions, if the secretary is ready, please call the roll.
Mrs. DeNaro.
Aye.
Mr. Bonjero.
Aye.
Mr. Long.
Aye.
Mr. Droz.
Aye.
Mr. Ventura.
Aye.
Caremagno votes aye. Chairman Wilshaw.
Votes aye, motion passes. That will go to city council with an approving recommendation. Good luck with your upgrade.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
All right, we move on to item number 2 on our agenda.
Number 2 is petition 2025-12-08-09, submitted by Schoolcraft Lodge, Inc., requesting approval under sections 3.13, 6.30, and 13.13 of the Livonia zoning ordinance as amended to construct a 4-story hotel at 31501 Schoolcraft Road, located on the south side of Schoolcraft Road between Merriman Road and Hubbard Avenue in the northeast quarter of Section 27.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Mr. Uhazy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a request to construct a 4-story hotel that was previously approved in 2023. The location of the flag-shaped parcel is next to our last petitioner on the corner of Schoolcraft and Merriman Road. The parcel contains frontage along both Schoolcraft and Merriman. It has about 397 feet of frontage along Schoolcraft and 66 feet along Merriman. History on the site is that it used to be C3 highway zoned, highway services, and it was rezoned to C4 in 2023. Hotels up to 4 stories are permitted in the C4 district. As I mentioned, the site plan was approved in April of 2023, but after 1 year of no permits, it was relapsed and has to go through site plan approval again. The surrounding neighborhood includes to the east a gas station zoned C2 that we've discussed here earlier. To the south and west are industrial uses zoned M1. Across the highway are commercial uses along westbound Schoolcraft. The site contains a vacant 7,748 square foot building, originally built as Mountain Jack's Restaurant, that was converted into a beauty school. 3 driveways provide access to the site, including 2 along Schoolcraft and 1 along Merriman. The building and other site improvements would be removed as part of this petition. The proposal is for a new hotel to be positioned near the middle of the property with parking on all 4 sides. The main entrance would face Schoolcraft Road. The building's overall length would be about 243 feet. Each floor plate measures about 17,730 square feet, and the general floor area of the building would be about 70,920 square feet. The first floor would contain 10 guest suites and a great room, a shared living room, a pantry, lobby area, offices, a fitness center, and indoor pool, as well as guest and hotel laundry rooms. Layouts for the second, third, and fourth floor would all be similar. Each floor would contain 28 guest suites. Altogether, there would be 94 suites in the hotel. The proposed hotel would be set back approximately 80 feet from Schoolcraft Road, and be 90 feet from the west property line and 60 feet from the eastern property line and 25 feet from the south property line. The proposed hotel complies with all of the city's required yard setbacks. Parking for hotels is based on one space for each guest room plus one per employee. This would require 98 spaces. The site plan shows a total of up to 99 spaces. As we mentioned at the study, 15 of these spaces were land-baked. Last time we saw this petition, those spaces were along the southern end, along the access road to Merriman. The dumpster would be located in the southwest corner with an opening facing north. The walls would be 8 feet high and consist of an enclosure material to match the building. Access gates would be wood on a steel frame. The enclosure must be constructed from masonry materials, and the swing gate must be either solid metal or composite. Access to the site would rely on the same number of curb cuts, 2 on Schoolcraft and 1 on Merriman. The only change is that the westerly drive on Schoolcraft would be shifted further west. All 3 approaches are designed to accommodate two-way traffic. Stormwater on the site would be detained underground. The landscaping plan shows 9 full-size trees, 4 ornamental, and 69 shrubs along Schoolcraft. Landscaping is also provided around the site's perimeter within the parking lot islands and along the foundation of the building. All this landscaping would remain the same as it was under the 2023 petition. The building's exterior consists primarily of ephes. Portions of the first floor include stone veneer and either tile, metal, or composite panels. Buildings would have a flat roof with an overall height of about 54 feet and 5 inches. The colors would appear to be a mix of brown, beige, and either dark blue or black. The structural design is of a wood frame. A column-supported canopy is provided at the building's main entry. Submitted photometric plans, information on site lighting, including the light fixtures, type, height, locations, and illumination levels, all appear to comply with the zoning ordinance. The height of the poles is 20 feet. Hotels would be allowed 1 wall sign at 235 square feet. The development would also be allowed 1 ground sign at 30 square feet. With that, Mr. Chair, I also have some communications.
Sure, if you'd like to read the correspondence.
From our engineering department, in accordance with your request, the engineering division has reviewed the above referenced petition. We have no objections to the proposed project at this time, but would like to note the following items. 1, the subject parcel is assigned the address of 31501 Schoolcraft Road. Should additional addresses be needed, the owner will need to contact this department once approvals have been attained. 2, the existing parcel is currently serviced by public sanitary sewer and water main and storm sewer. The submitted drawings indicate revised utility leads for the property, including stormwater detention. Proposed utilities and calculations will be reviewed when plans are submitted for permitting. 3, any disturbances within the Merriman Road right-of-way, including replacement of the drive approach or sidewalk, will require permitting through the Wayne County Department of Public Service. Signed, David Lear, Assistant City Engineer. From the Fire Marshal's Office, the office has reviewed the site plan submitted in connection with the new construction and use of the property located at the above referenced address. No objections to the proposal with this stipulation. Subject buildings are to be provided with an automatic sprinkler system, and on-site hydrants shall be located between 50 and 100 feet from the fire department connection. Sprinkler permit and plans are a required submission to the building department. Third-party review may be required. Fire protection, detection, and monitoring shall be installed and reported. The fire alarm permits and plans are a required submission to the building department. Knox box must be installed for fire department access. Any site-specific issues will be addressed during the life safety inspection. A further detailed review will take place when this division receives an official plan set. Signed, Brian Kukla, Fire Marshal. From the Police Department, I've reviewed the plans in connection with this petition. I have concerns with the lack of parking provided in this proposal. It is not unresponsible to require a minimum of 1 parking space per room and employee for this proposal. It is inevitable that the proposed establishment will reach full occupancy at some point during its operation, and there will be no parking provided at all for all patrons. Furthermore, there is no legal public parking in the vicinity to supplement this deficiency, creating potential issues with neighboring businesses. Signed, Paul Walters, Traffic Sergeant of the Traffic Bureau. From our Inspection Department, pursuant to your request, the above referenced petition has been reviewed. The department has no objections to this petition. Signed, Jerome Hanna, Director of Inspection. That is all I have for this petition.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hauser. Any questions for our planning staff?
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Bonjero?
Jake, do we have a parking issue?
I don't believe so. The plans that went out, he did not see the discussions that we've had previously about the land-baked parking.
Okay.
So it would be sufficient if we required that right away, but we do have that option with the land baking that was all ironed out in 2023.
Okay, so we're comfortable with this. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Mr. Long?
Same question.
Okay,
Same question.
all right, very good. And as I recall, the conversation back a few years ago was that the petitioner stated that there's a certain percentage of their customer base that does come by Uber or other forms, so they don't necessarily have a vehicle with them, which is why I think went the route we did with the land banking back then. Just for a reminder. Is there anything else for our planning staff? If not, our petitioner is in the audience. Feel free to come forward to our podium. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Planning Commission members. I'm Brian Biskiner from the Umlar Group. And the only thing that I'll add to the discussion is we have 6 EV out front of the building, and the landscaping, we feel that with whatever happens to the previous applicant, we can remove those and put some arborvitaes or something there. But our landscape plan hasn't changed. So I'm here for all your questions.
Okay, thank you. Let's see if there's any questions for our petitioner. Any questions for our petitioner this evening?
Oh, geez.
We have just taken care of all questions. I believe.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Chairman?
just a basic question. So this came before us a little over a year ago, and what, if anything, has changed between then and now, other than reapplying for the expiration of time?
Just finances. They felt that construction materials were too much, and interest rates. And so they kind of hemmed and hawed and let it go by.
Okay, and another question that I had at the study session, just reaffirm this. So the fellows that are building this site, they have another hotel a couple miles down at Inkster Road. Business, I hear, is good, and there's still demand for something like this in our area.
Yeah, they wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't going to be profitable.
Okay, and the last question, how long will something like this take to build?
About a year.
So a year from permit will be you'll be open.
Yeah. This is an extended stay. You don't have many extended stays, and it accommodates a business traveler and like that. So it's a unique property.
Yeah, they answered that question last week at our study session, what extended stay is. Is that 2 weeks, 10 weeks, 4 years, apartment living? What does it turn into? And I understand what they told me.
Yeah.
Business travelers, and it varies, but the intent is hotel living for a period of time.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Caremagno. Any other questions for our petitioner? Ms. DeNoro?
Can you give us some clarity on when you expect work, since this is, it's been almost 2 years since you originally came in front of us. When do you guys expect to break ground and actually start building this?
The break ground pretty much as soon as possible, which would be spring. And so it'll be a summer grand opening,
Great.
next year, grand opening.
I think your partner's behind you there to
Oop.
give some additional answers there. Good evening, sir.
Just as you said, as soon as we get permitting all approved and everything is ready to go, we anticipate maybe late spring, somewhere in that time frame.
Okay.
If there's no, delays in any other areas.
Can we get your name for our record? Just,
Robert Nofar, Nofar Hotel Group.
okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. No, any other questions?
No, thank you.
All right. Any other questions for our petitioner? Mr. Ventura?
I recall that when you were here a year or a year and a half ago, one of the requests we made of you was that the amount of EFS on the exterior of this building be reduced and more alternative materials that are not EFS be used on the exterior. And since there's only one elevation in our package, and we can only see the front and a little bit of the one side of the building, can you tell us what's going on with the other two sides of the building in terms of building materials?
Well, the first floor is mainly all brick. Then you've got, I think those, the middle part where the entrance is, it's all.
The darker colors are.
The darker
alternative
color, I think it's
materials.
brown. Well, the dark blue would be EFS, and the middle part would be metal paneling, and the remaining would be EFS. So you have three different types of material we're using.
What about the south side of the building?
You got brick and EFS. I'd have to look at the plans, to be honest with you. They should be in the plans as far as what it details.
All right, I guess I'd simply make the same request, is that take a look at this building, and as you move through the process here, you add some masonry to the building and reduce the amount of EFS.
I'm sorry, say that again? The last, what you said in the
Add
last?
some more exterior materials that are not EFS.
Well, you know what, the prototypical type recalls for exactly what we need. And to be honest with you, this project is so expensive. And we're trying to keep the cost low just so we can make this thing work. And the design is meant to be the way it's supposed to be. That's the prototypical type. We'd like to stick with that because any deviation, if you need anything else different, it would really hinder the cost of the project, and it's very difficult today to try to get these projects up as we'd like. So any little
Any
deviations,
attempt that you would make would be appreciated. Thank you.
sure, no problem.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Ventura. Any other questions, comments? Mr. Nofar, what are you, I don't know if you have a feel for what the pricing of this hotel is going to be. Do you have a frame of mind as to what this is going to rent for?
I'm still putting it together.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying, I'm trying to get the best way to do this project is I have to really put a lot of time in. I've been doing this for over 30 years. So there's a certain point that, either you go over and, it's not feasible anymore. So we're putting the numbers together. I estimate between 12 to 14 million.
Okay, that's helpful. I was also looking more at what the room rates would be. Do you have a feeling for what you're going to charge?
The extended stay brands you normally, because you get long-term commitment from a lot of these corporate guests that come in because you're not worried about just regular people walking in. So we try to go by RevPAR, which is, how much rooms you're selling in the rest, compared to how many rooms you have in the hotel and how many guests are staying, you get the number of that. So we're looking at about a RevPAR of about 110 to 120. I'm just talking minimum.
Okay. And how would this property compare, for example, to your property a mile to the east, the Holiday Inn property? Is this going to be a higher rent property or a similar room rate?
The room rates are gonna be more. The ADR is gonna be about between 160 to 200.
Okay,
When I say RevPAR, I mean if all the rooms are sold,
right,
the RevPAR would be about that much. But as far as the difference in pricing, that property at the Holiday Inn Express, it's more of a limited service. This is an extended stay, so you have bigger rooms. You got suites in there, you got kitchenettes, you got big refrigerators. It's a lot more involved. It's a lot more amenities. So we'd be getting a lot better rate at this location.
okay. So you're expecting the average daily rate to be much higher?
Yes.
Okay, that's good, thank you. Any other questions? If not, anyone else in the audience wishing to speak on this item? We do have someone that's going to come down and speak. Mr. Nofar, if you want to just take a seat for a moment? Thank you. Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for allowing me to be here to speak.
I'm just going to ask for your name and address so we know who we're speaking to.
Oh, sure. My name's Rick Deering, and I live one block north of Schoolcraft, west of Merriman on Scone Street.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. My just concerns were, I know we have another hotel east of where this project's going, and, you know, there has, even though it has made, you know, money for the city, you know, which I'm happy for, they've had some with their share of problems with traffic and things like that, and I'm just wondering if a good possibility this project here can kind of do the same. It's already pretty much heavily trafficked area anyways. I've seen my share of accidents there. Because of the congestion, even congestion's going over the bridges and that, you know, to connect to the neighborhood. So that's just one of my concerns.
Okay. I'm not going to be able to give you an answer to your questions necessarily, but I do understand that you're raising a concern about increased traffic in the area as part of this. We'll see if there's any additional comments that the petitioner will have when he comes back up, but we do understand that concern. Is there anything else that you'd like to say about this petition?
No, just that was my major concerns right there, the traffic, just the safety of the, even traveling on Schoolcraft, because of right now, a lot of the accidents have been due to speed, and, you know, with more traffic, that could just add to the equation if I may be allowed to say. So.
Sure, that's a valid concern, and it's actually one that you heard at our last petition, which was, of course, the neighboring property, the gas station. One of the concerns that we had was being able to potentially limit traffic coming out of those driveways, because, as Mr. Droz noted, there is a high volume of crashes at that intersection, so we are definitely aware of that, and it's a concern of ours as well.
All right, well, I want to thank everybody for letting me have the chance to speak, and obviously whatever decision you make is your decision to make. So thank you again, I appreciate it.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Deering, for coming forward and speaking to us.
All right, thank you for having me, I appreciate it.
Thank you. There's one other gentleman, I think, that's going to come up here. Good evening, sir.
Hi. Doro Gafenko. I'm at 31670 Schoolcraft Road.
Okay.
So I'm on the other side of the highway, just a little bit off.
Okay.
My concern is the magnitude of the project, being 4 stories high. Everything's 1 to 2 stories currently, and this would be, and even the police, as they mentioned, it's a little extravagant for the plot. So can that be limited to 2 stories, 3 stories, 4 stories, and having the light pollution and the traffic like it was mentioned? It's a concern for me, being pretty much across the street.
Okay. We understand your concerns. Yes, I will.
So I'm opposed to it.
Okay. Thank you for coming and letting us know that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak on this item? If not, Mr. Nofar, did you want to come up and add any additional comments before we close, or address some of the concerns that were raised as far as traffic?
As far as the traffic, I don't want any accidents, you know, of course not.
Right.
But, you know, I don't know, I can't control the traffic. I mean, that's all I can say.
All right. And I know that you specifically designed this property to have that exit to the east, so that you are giving opportunities for some of your patrons to not only exit on the Schoolcraft, but also directly on the Merriman, so they don't have to all be coming in and out of one location. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we make our decision? Always like to give you the last word as
That's
the
about it,
petitioner.
really. You know, we've been trying really hard to get this thing up and going, so hopefully things, you know, work out and we get started on it.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your comments, and I'm going to go to my colleagues, if there's no other questions or comments, and see if there is someone wishing to offer a motion.
Mr. Chair?
Mr. Droz.
I'll make a motion to approve that the request to construct the four-story hotel at 31501 Schoolcraft Road, located on the south side of Schoolcraft Road between Merriman and Hubbard Avenue, is hereby approved, subject to the city council approval and the following conditions: that the site plan marked sheet C1 dated December 12, 2025, as revised, prepared by Umlar Group, is hereby approved and shall be adhered to. That the dimension site plan sheet C2 dated December 12th, 2025, as prepared by Umlar Group, is hereby approved and shall be adhered to. That the grading plan marked sheet C3 dated December 12th, 2025, as revised by Umlar Group, is hereby approved and shall be adhered to. That the utility and details marked sheet 4 and C5 dated December 12th, prepared by Umlar Group, shall be adhered to. See if I can expedite here. That the photometric plan, sheet 1 of 1, that the floor plans, sheet A1-01 and A2-02, and the exterior elevations, sheet A2.2 dated December 12, 2025, all those sheets, as prepared by Umlar Group, shall be hereby approved and adhered to, and that the landscape plan marked sheet LS-1 dated December 12, 2025, prepared by Umlar Group, is hereby approved and shall be adhered to. That the site's landscaping shall be restored to the satisfaction of the planning director and thereafter permanently maintained in a healthy condition. That all landscaped and sided areas shall be permanently maintained and in a healthy condition. That all rooftop mechanical equipment shall be concealed from public view on all sides by screening that shall be a compatible character and material and color to the exterior materials of the building. That all light fixtures shall not exceed 20 feet in height and shall be aimed and shielded so as to minimize stray light trespassing across the property lines and glaring into adjacent roadways. The only conforming signage is approved with this petition, and any additional signage shall be separately submitted for review and approval by the Zoning Board of Appeals. That the specific plans referenced in this approving resolution shall be submitted to the inspection department at the time of building permits are applied for. Pursuant to section 13-.13 of the Livonia Vision 21 zoning ordinance as amended, this approval is valid for a period of 1 year from the date of approval by the city council, and unless a building permit is obtained, this approval shall be null and void at the expiration of said period.
Is there support?
Support.
Mr. Bonjero, was it? All right. I have a motion by Mr. Droz, supported by Mr. Bonjero. Is there any comments on the motion? I'm going to just make one sort of comment or question regarding item number 9. It says, site's landscaping shall be restored to the satisfaction of the planning director. The petitioner said that he would be willing to make some modifications due to the fact that the previous petition this evening is going to change his need for landscaping. If we were to change that and just simply change the word restored to updated, I think that would accommodate, it would basically force him to work with the planning director to update the landscaping plan. Is that acceptable to the maker?
Yes.
Okay. And the seconder is okay with that. Mr. Uhazy, that makes sense to you? Okay, all right. Just wanted to get that one out there. Is there any other questions or comments on the petition, or excuse me, the motion to approve? If not, if the secretary is ready, please call the roll.
Mr. Droz,
Aye.
Mr. Bonjero,
Aye.
Mrs. DeNaro,
Aye.
Mr. Long,
Aye.
Mr. Ventura.
Aye.
Chair Magno votes aye. Chairman Wilshaw.
Votes aye, motion passes. We'll go to city council on approving recommendation. Good luck again.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming tonight. We have one item left on our agenda, approval of minutes.
It's approval of the minutes of the 1,239th public hearing and regular meeting held by the Planning Commission on December 16th, 2025.
All members were present. Is someone willing to make a motion to approve?
So moved.
By Ms. DeNaro and
Support.
Mr. Ventura. That's DeNaro and Ventura offering and approving. Is there any objection to showing 7 on that? No objection. I think we'll show 7 on that. Takes us to the end of our meeting. Is there any other business to come before the commission? No other business. A adjourning motion would be in order
So moved.
by Ms. DeNaro
Support.
and Mr. Droz. And that is a motion to adjourn. Again, if there's no objection, I think we can show 7 on that. I see no objections. That will adjourn our meeting tonight. I do want to thank Livonia Television staff for bringing this meeting to the community. And with that, we are going to adjourn the meeting at 8:16 p.m. Good night, Livonia.